is the Glass Cannon Network.
What's up, Glass Cannon Nation, known colloquially as the Naish? This is Jared Logan, and we are back with more Haunted City here on the Glass Cannon Network. Haunted City, of course, the game where we play Blades in the Dark, the incredible game from John Harper and Evil Hat Studios. Buy it wherever fine games are sold. I am your game master. My name is Jared Logan, and joining me, as always, is a trio of talented actors, improvisers, strategists, role players, and murderers in fictional universes. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Ross Bryant, Mr. Salim, and Josephine McAdam.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
Welcome back. Welcome back for more.
Again.
We are back again, tag team back again. And today we're going to do a little downtime after that score you had that aired last week. Mm-hmm. What are your memories of that score?
That it was totally under control and honestly pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've repressed
really
a lot of
smooth.
memories from that score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of like a fever dream, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. It got kind of like that. Before we get deep into our game, I want to tell you about a way to play Blades in the Dark. And I'm talking about Blades in the Dark edition. It's OMM. That's one more multiverse. It's a new platform that allows you to use a bunch of tools in your Blades in the Dark game. I tried it out the other day. It's really cool. You can create your character. You can create a little like pixel avatar of your character. You can create a character portrait. They have, it feels like thousands of character options when you create your avatar. And then there's this interactive map of Doskvol with all of these fully animated locations. I went to Rowan House in Six Towers. There were all these little rooms. There was a skeleton in one of the rooms. What? It was incredibly atmospheric and an incredibly fun way to play Blades in the Dark. I recommend you check it out. And the way that you can check it out is by pre-ordering now at multiverse.com/blades. And keep an eye out for the video I did where I kind of demonstrate some of the features of the Blades in the Dark edition. I hope you guys check that out. That was a little word from our sponsors. Now we can get back into our playful pre-game banter. We have to celebrate and congratulate our good friend Salim on the birth of his first child.
Yeah.
Give him a digital round of applause, Naish.
I don't know whether it's a celebration or a I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Feels like a bit of both. No, actually, it's incredible. It's beautiful. She's wonderful. Her name is Syra. Spelled Cyra, which is great. My mum keeps calling her Sarah because she can't say Syra, because she's Kenyan. But it's okay. It's okay.
I told you that we named our second child Oscar, and my parents acted like they winced when we told them. And I was like, why don't you like that name? And they thought it was because we named it that because we named him that because we live in Hollywood and we want to get an Oscar. They think that
this is our daughter Emmy.
Yes, they think that everybody that lives in LA is just trying for an Oscar.
This is my other son, Mark Twain Prize.
Yeah. This is my son Tony and my son Goat.
And my nephew Egot.
Yeah. We're so happy that Syra is here. Abu, everybody in the Naish, find Abu online and wish him congratulations and welcome Syra to the world. Is being a father easier or harder than pulling a heist on Saltford's Bank
to be honest,
in Doskvol?
I don't know, man. Both have their difficulties as well as their easinesses. I'd say being a father, that obviously the difficulty is keeping them alive.
Right.
It's easier when they're asleep, but even then sometimes you're worried, are they breathing? But pulling a heist, the difficulty obviously is trying to make sure that everything goes to plan. But the easiness is making sure that everything doesn't go to plan. And you just kind of go with it, right? So,
dude, the are they breathing thing about being a dad is so real. When my kids were very tiny, I would wake up in the middle of the night like, are they breathing? And then it's like dark and you can't turn off the light because your wife is getting a little bit of rest.
Honestly.
And you're like staring with your best night vision at a little blob in the bassinet, trying to detect the faintest movement.
I've got my hand over her stomach and I'm counting the breaths. I'm literally counting the breaths. There are so many times that my wife would wake up next to me like, what are you doing? I'm like, just making sure she's breathing.
Just counting the breaths. Is this a normal number of breaths?
Just counting the breaths. Just counting the breaths. Honestly.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Well,
you know what they say about fatherhood and heistcraft? It's the hardest job you'll ever love.
Yeah. Yeah. Severing the hands of uppity artists is the hardest job you'll ever love. Well, with that beautiful segue from Ross Bryant, let's get into the game. 1,000 years ago, this was a land of beauty and magic. Then came the cataclysm that blotted out the sun and ripped open the gates to the land of the dead. The city of Doskvol is a metropolis of tenements and factories surrounded by crackling lightning barriers. Outside the city is a wasteland of vengeful spirits. Inside the city is a teeming hive of scum and villainy, intrigue, and corruption. Life is cheap in a city ruled by death. The sun is gone. The only thing that shines in Doskvol are the blades in the dark?
Question?
I decided to put a little bit of a different English on it that time.
I guess there are blades in the dark now?
Okay, blades in the dark. Strange much? Okay.
So I guess that's a thing.
So that happened. I did it I think that was my intro if Chandler from Friends delivered it.
Right? Yeah. Is that memorized now, Jared?
It is fully memorized, although sometimes I change it unconsciously. I change a word or two. It's weird. Anyway, you can now get it all on a t-shirt. No, I wish you could.
That'd be dope.
Demand it. I would wear it. I would wear it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the aftermath of the score from our last episode. You were all hired, and by you, I mean Selyak Khan, Valkos, and Selyak's sister, Kronz Khan, were hired by Fitz, a collector who is your crew's main contact, to get into a party being held by celebrated White Crown resident Quelena Childermass to steal a statue that she had recently acquired called the White Sibyl and replace it with a poor forgery to make her look foolish and to humiliate her in front of Doskvol's entire art world. Things were complicated after you arrived by the fact that your flashbacks established that the statue was in another room instead of under that sheet to begin with. By the fact that the builder, the strange chthonic entity that you've had truck with recently, asked Valkos to bring him the hands of an artist that was in attendance. Also, your attempts to shut down Quelena's security force, which was a pair of statue-like golems, resulted in their sort of overheating and exploding. The artist Lafayette Brahm was murdered. Several other party patrons died in the explosion of the golems, and the three of you barely escaped because there were bluecoats in attendance by the end of the party. You did, through the machinations of the builder, manage to remove the statue and replace it, but at that point it seemed a bit of an afterthought or a footnote to the chaos that had occurred.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel I'm misrepresenting how this went?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear your line of thought, counselor.
In my head, the Ocean's 11 soundtrack was playing, and everything went to plan because I did get the hand of the artist physically. There was we successfully changed the statues, right? And we embarrassed the hell out of the lady because people died at her party. I'd be embarrassed if people died at my party.
Is that embarrassing or tragic?
I think it's embarrassing in the city of Doskvol. I think it's embarrassing in this place.
Yeah. People are talking, Jared. People are talking.
Yes. Yeah. If it was
people are talking.
If it was in today's world, I'd be utterly ashamed. I'd actually be heartbroken if people died at my party. But in this place, I'd kind of be a bit like, oops. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. What's more embarrassing? An old statue switcheroo or having an eldritch golem blow up, killing many?
Yeah, your own security system killed your guests.
Thank you.
That's huge.
I've heard your arguments. Before we get into our downtime, itinerary of XP and rep and all of that, I will say that the thing that saved you from really getting too much horrifying attention was your Crow's Veil ability. And we've established that the Crow's Veil is activated by a sort of ritual that you do. We forgot to mention it during the last episode. So I will just narrate that. Which one of you do you think? It's probably not Kronz. It's probably Celiac, right? On your way out, could you kind of describe how you hid this massive amount of death from the spirit crows that seek these kind of things out and bring the attention of the spirit wardens?
Yeah, of course. I think we were all kind of making good our escape in a crowd. So I think we described the Crow's Veil ritual before as having incense waft up through a skull. And I think Celiac in the grotto where the remnant makes their home gathered up a bunch of these ashes and had like a little pouch of them in a pocket. And on the way out is just kind of like a trail of them is like falling behind him as he kind of walks in a little pattern. And if you look underneath the shuffling feet, you can see that they're writing something in a language you might not understand as they fall to the ground. The ashes of feathers and odd incense that have been burnt in bone.
Perfect. I actually really love that. And I will say that is sufficient because you also have the special ability for your crew. That is sufficient to hide you from too much notice of the murders that occurred, which, as you know, actually boosts your heat when murders occur during a score, unless you've got the Crow's Veil, which you guys have. Okay, so let's do personal XP. And since we were just talking to Celiac, let's start with Celiac. Celiac, here we go. Everybody has so many characters now, I have to take a second on Roll20 to find it. Okay, Celiac, so your XP, every time you roll a desperate action, you get XP. Did you roll any of those? Do you see any of those?
I think I clicked a couple here under Resolve.
I see 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can put that in your playbook advancement, or you can save them to get another dot in a resolved-based action later. What are you going to do?
I think I'll keep those in Resolve.
Very good. And in our playbook advancement, let's see. You addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power. I think that definitely happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead and click one there. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm going to give you that as well, because if you recall, there was a point where everybody was listening to Celiac describe his theories of art for a while.
That's right.
And I think he really was sincere in some of his theories and things, right?
Yeah, there's an aesthetic component to Celiac's spirituality, and he really got a chance to hold court.
I think you can take that. And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. Let's see. Do you have a trauma?
I haunted. I can't. I think there might have been definitely at the top, the way that ghosts are now a little suspicious of me.
Yeah.
And the way that I see them, and I'm used to seeing them, and it's disturbing somewhat, but it's especially disturbing now because they're turning their back on me.
Right, and that did, I think, have a factor in the score, so you can take a point for that as well.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Real close.
You're very close to a playbook advancement. Do you have your eye on any special abilities when you finally get there?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
yes, I do.
Do you want to tell me now, just so I can kind of know where you're headed?
Yes, we're talking about these. I guess I'm thinking of two. One is compel. I'm always trying to convince ghosts to do things.
Yeah,
and that would be pretty handy to have.
It can force a ghost to obey a command that you give it.
Yeah, that ought to make them really love me when I start bending their will to mine. But I'm also, because of the powers of the builder and just the sort of elemental deities that Selyak is attuned to, I'm really drawn to this Tempest ability, which allows me to summon a storm and shoot dang lightning and fog and wind.
Well, both of these are amazing, and that would be amazing. What I'll say is, are you sure you don't want to take one of those Desperate XP, pop it into your playbook, and grab one of those right now?
You know what? That sounds like a dang great idea. What if one of those just goes away and let's say I get that Tempest ability right now.
Yes.
Oh wow. You can push yourself to unleash a stroke of lightning as a weapon, summon a storm. Oh wow. I can't wait to see that in action. Torrential
rain, roaring winds, heavy fog, chilling frost and snow, etc.
Etc.
In a way, Selyak is like, in a certain light, looks as though his skin is made of rainwater. So this is apropos.
Selyak is now perhaps Storm from the X-Men.
And perhaps even his skin itself is like he's attuning to this ability. You can almost see little storm systems move through his translucent flesh.
I love it. All right, let's move on to Valkos.
Okay.
Valkos, let's look at your character sheet. I'm not seeing any desperate actions, which surprises me. Maybe we forgot to mark them. In which case,
yeah, maybe
that's on you, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
Let me see. I did review the video of our last episode before coming in today, but my memory isn't that good.
Okay.
But I'm going to be the nicest GM ever and give you a prowess desperate action and a resolve desperate action, because I just feel like you at least did one or two.
Thanks.
You're welcome, my friend, and we'll remember next time. Now, you addressed a challenge with violence or coercion.
Definitely.
I think that happened. So take a point for that.
Yeah, Valkos gonna Valkos.
As you do.
You expressed your beliefs, drive, heritage, or background. I mean, you are very loyal to the builder already, and you definitely expressed your belief in that entity. So you can take one for that.
Okay, I could put these in also my insight, right? So I'm gonna take the violence and put that into my insight, if that's okay.
I think it goes both ways. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Was Valkos? Was he? Did he use violence more than once?
No, just once.
I think I used it just once. Truthfully, I do think I only used it just once. I think I did.
Okay. I can't remember actually.
Because who actually did I kill the? I did kill the artist, didn't
I? You chopped his hand off while he was alive, and then blew his brains out, if I remember correctly.
Well, that's two violent actions, right?
No, we're gonna call that one horribly violent murder.
I get that. No, that's fine. Yeah. But I did. I was gonna say the beliefs, definitely. Would you also say that I struggled from an issue from my vice or trauma? Now, I was thinking, surely the obsession is struggled with my obsession because the guy wanted me to give him hands.
Yeah, right. But that would almost be giving it to you twice for the same thing. Can you think of another way that you were obsessed?
Oh.
Well, I mean, the other way that I was I'm always obsessed of trying to get the job right, but no, I can't. So for now,
wasn't there something you were struggling with though? Was it like, oh, that was harm, wasn't it? Didn't you have paranoia?
Harm is a little different.
Okay. That was
no. Okay, excellent. I think that covers Valkos for now. And now let's look at Kron's Con. Poor Kron's. She didn't know who she had brought with her. Kron's has some desperate actions here.
A lot of desperate actions.
She took like 5. Do you want to move any of those into your playbook, or do you like them where they're at?
No, let's keep them up there. Yeah.
Okay. And then Kron's, did you address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy? Yes, you did.
Yeah, I think she tried to start a rumor, and none of it worked, but she definitely attempted.
It wasn't just that you guys were. It wasn't that just that you guys were really aggressive. The dice weren't on your side.
No, and we forgot that resisting was a thing.
Yes, that's very true.
And we will remember it from now on. We will remember it
forever.
From now on. So definitely take a point for the calculation or conspiracy. And then
I'm gonna put it in resolve.
Okay, very good. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I mean, this was a score tailor-made around Kron's, right? Your background in sort of mingling with the nobility comes into play here for sure.
Yeah, running in elite circles.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will also put that into resolve.
But I don't believe you struggled from issues regarding your vice or trauma.
Yeah, I don't have a trauma, and I had planned. It's so funny because I think before everything went to shit, I was definitely planning on taking stuff for myself to sort of indulge in that luxury, like getting a little piece.
Yeah.
And it went way too sideways for any of that to happen.
Yeah, you didn't get the opportunity. You were too busy keeping your head above water or above the buckets of blood that were spilled.
I know, it was wild. All right,
let's look at the crew. A crew of, apparently they're shadows. Okay, let's see. So, in terms of the crew XP, did you execute a successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation? We could call this a robbery or a sabotage.
Sabotage, yeah.
Was it executed successfully? All right, now this is where the players are going to get mad at me.
Oh, boy.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't know that it was successful.
Oh, come on.
We embarrassed her and we switched it over. We did the switcheroo.
Yeah, switcheroo. And I think the security system, her own security system, endangering her guests is like a big faux pas.
If this was a capture the flag match on Halo, right? If one person survived and was still able to put the flag into their own base, it's still a successful match.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you this XP. There's going to be other, I think, consequences of this score coming up here shortly. What? I'm going to give you this XP because I think that your experiences here were educating. So I'm going to give you that XP.
Educating.
Experience is a dear school.
Yes.
But the remnant will learn in no other.
It's the roughest school you can attend. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? These nobles, I don't think any of them rated stronger in terms of their power and deadliness than a level 1 gang. So I'm not going to, even the golems seemed well within your bounds of handling, so I'm not going to give you any for that. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? Yeah, you did. Was it a good bolstering? Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? Absolutely, you did. I think that you did. Definitely the conflicts in the crew, which right now are this push-pull between the builder and what the crew's main goals or message is. So that's still pretty good, guys. You earned 4 XP from that score. That's not bad. And it gets even better for you, if you can believe that. I can't believe I can't believe that it gets even better because the score also gives you rep, right?
Yes.
And every score gives you 2 rep.
Oh.
It gives you more score if the target is stronger than you. As I've just said, I don't think that they were necessarily stronger than you, but 2 rep, and you've filled your rep meter.
That fills the bar.
That fills the
Does that
bar.
mean we go to stronghold?
Tier 1 strong is right ahead of you, but forgive me, I think that you might need to pay coin to make that happen.
How much?
I could be wrong. Let me look that up while we play. But for now, you should just know that it looks like you're about to move up. Okay. Now,
I think we do have to pay. I think you're right.
I think you have to pay some coin every time you move up. It might only be when you move to 2, but I'm going to check that in a second.
Okay.
For now, I want to talk about the coin you earn from this score. When you get back to your lair and go to collect from Fitz, the man who hired you for the job, he refuses to pay you. In fact, you can't find him. When you call on him, he can't be found in any of the bazaars in Night Market or Silk Shore where he normally frequents. And his servants say he has left the city on business. And that's where I'm going to leave it for right now. You can definitely use free play to look deeper into that. But right now, you have earned 0 coin from this operation.
This guy.
What the Fitz?
Okay, great.
And that's partly in fiction because Fitz is... Well, I'll let you all kind of guess why Fitz is not paying you.
There's so many reasons.
So we could technically sell it, guys. Just saying.
That
we
is
have
a
the statue.
very good point.
Yeah.
Why don't we get into that when we get into free play? But for now, we'll just say 0 coin. Okay. Now, let's talk about your heat. I really like the description wild, devastating exposure, which gives you 6 heat.
6?
Wait, hold on. Before you give that to us, please, oh gracious DM, please wait.
I like how you're addressing me. Go ahead.
Abu, you're setting a dangerous precedent.
All I'm saying is that's like if it was us, right? But no one knows it was us. Again, the security system worked up. You know, if it was us massacring people, then of course, yes, that is definitely wild and devastating. However, it is the lady's place that was wild and devastating, not I, sir.
And within a home, right?
It was inside of her home. I just feel like everybody kind of got to look at you. The Bluecoats did arrive, and they had to investigate the whole situation. For all you know, more investigation is going on as you recover in your lair. I mean,
what's the description below this one?
Multiple people died. Like, it's not just that like one person was assassinated. It's that like a bunch of people died in an explosion. The one before that is 4 heat, loud and chaotic, high exposure. Ultimately, I am the arbiter of this. You don't like the beginning of that sentence.
Merciful arbiter, please. just really think about the actions that we have done, but also take into consideration that we were only having fun. And playing.
We were only having fun.
Listen, I love that we had fun. I had fun too. But the game has to have consequences, or the game is not fun.
We can
Wild,
take it.
devastating exposure.
We can take it.
1.
We can take it.
2.
Is there other
3,
heat though that we're gonna get?
4,
Yeah, man, there is other heat. Like
5,
that's the first leg.
6. If you get 1 more heat, your wanted level goes up.
Okay.
All right.
That ain't good. And by the way, you probably could really use that coin that Fitz isn't paying you right now to move up to that stronger tier, I bet.
Yeah.
All right. That was heat. Now we're going to deal with entanglements. And of course, I have...
Oh, heat's done. See, heat's done.
Okay.
We're okay.
We're
okay.
You haven't gone up. I mean, one more point of heat, and you will be in a new wanted level. But right now, it's time to look into our entanglements. So entanglements, of course, are sort of fallout regarding the people that you know, and your contacts, factions that you're allied with, and we are going to find out right now. Actually, I should have one of you roll it. So with your entanglements, we're going to roll your tier, which is 1, and we're going to find out what entanglement you end up with. So who would like to roll?
I will.
Yes.
Abu, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so you're rolling on the heat 0 to 3 table. You currently have 1 heat, and it could go up to 2 soon. Abu, it doesn't, position and effect don't matter here. Just roll a die for us.
So how do I roll again?
That's a good point. If you can pick fortune roll, that's the easiest way.
Okay, fortune roll.
Yeah.
Roll. Here we go. Roll
And
fortune.
use 1 die.
Use 1 die. Submit notes, no notes. 3.
3, okay. A 3. And a 3 means, okay. I think that we're going to do the usual suspects. And that means someone on the periphery of your crew has been snagged by the Bluecoats. Guys, it's Pravda, your cultist. Let's make a fortune roll to see if she resists questioning. Or you can pay off the Bluecoats to get her out of there with 1 coin. So if she resists questioning, you get more. I'm about to roll. If you get a 1 to 3, you get +2 heat. That means your wanted level goes up. It means she talked. If you get a 4 to 5 from Pravda, she takes a level 2 harm because she didn't talk and they beat her. Or you can choose to pay off the Bluecoats now and get her out of there with 1 coin.
I have faith in her.
Awesome. That's great.
Okay. Just a second. How much coin does Celiac currently have?
Well, no, but look, if you're going to use coin, you should use the vault. We've got 4 coin in the vault.
Oh, everyone's opposed to
Don't use our coin. We gotta go up a tier or go up in our hold. Our crew is more important than one singular cultist who's tagged along.
Excuse me? How dare you? We're all equal in this party. She helped you.
And a show of this will... Well, no. Let us have faith.
Yeah. I vote for faith.
We're, Pravda is a fanatic. She is, someone who is religiously connected to you. She's,
Might the nature of that fanaticism factor into the role somehow?
It might. It certainly might. All right. Are we ready to roll and just see how it goes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So the Bluecoats are like, you wielded a firearm at an art showing. Care to explain who put you up to this? Because we think that you were a distraction. And she's like, that's a 6.
See what I mean by faith? You see what I mean by
Yes.
powerful faith?
See?
She is material for the great project.
She says, you can talk to Miss Childermass. She'll tell you that it was all part of the art demonstration. It was experiential art created by the great master artist. And then she uses whatever alias you were using, Celiac, which she remembers perfectly. Because it was all part of the plan.
Yes.
And when they talk to Quillina Childermass, she admits that it's possible that it was some sort of horrifying experiential art project And so I'm going to say with a 6, she doesn't even take the level 2 harm. Wow, that was lucky. Good job, everybody.
It's not luck, it's fate.
Good job, Pravda. Okay, so that's done, and it is time to get into downtime activities. And there's a lot that could be done. You guys have harm. You might need to recover. You have a lot of stress, so you may need to recover some stress through your vice. I think we should start with Josephine. Josephine, remember you can free play as well, so bring out Kronz for her downtime activities, or if Juliet needs to, Juliet Belrose, your other character, needs to make some sort of action, she could do that.
What's the deal with Juliet's like stress and stuff since she took time off? Is that...
Yeah, I
How
think
does that work?
Yeah, I think that when you take time off, like you take a score off, I am going to just let you... How much stress does Juliet have?
She had 6 stress, and she had both of her harms in harm 1 filled.
Okay, so I will say if you take a score off, I'm definitely going to let you drop your harms if they're at level 1. I'm going to let you drop them a level, which means that those just disappear from your sheet.
Okay.
And then I think that, I think in the past I've just allowed stress to be cleared. That's probably the best solution for you.
I just couldn't remember. Okay.
I think if you take a score off, I'm going to allow you to clear your stress.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to her later. I just wanted to make sure I had that cleared.
No, absolutely.
Okay, so Kronz is going to attempt to clear some heat.
Ah, yes, reduce heat. So how is Kronz going to reduce heat?
Let's see. Kronz is a very social character. Do you think that she would know of some some crooked blue coats? Like perhaps her information broker friend has given her some crooked blue coats to...
I think that's a cool way to approach it. Absolutely. So I think that, she still has to roll an action roll and see how successful she is at contacting these guys. What is she trying to get them to do, and how is she trying to get them to do it?
I think she's going to make sure she wants... I don't think she'll ever mention Celiac's name, but I think she wants to make sure that his description stays completely out of any reports.
Ah, okay, very good. So let's just roleplay this a little bit. I think that you meet 2 blue coats that Salia put you onto, and I think you meet them at like a cop bar. Like there's like a tavern that the blue coats frequent, and they're sitting at a table. One is really skinny and young looking. The other guy's a big, kind of burly dude with a big, thick Victorian style mustache, and he goes, "Hey there, Missy. Aren't you a scary one? Salia said you wished to talk to us."
That is indeed true.
"Sit down. Can I buy you a pint?"
That would be so sweet.
And he makes a motion to the barmaid. Or bar person. Maybe it's a man. In fact, it is. Doskvol is equal opportunity.
And how did such intelligent, strapping young lads such as yourselves get to be in such powerful positions?
Powerful? Well, what do you think about that, Murray? We're powerful.
Indeed, I mean, look at the power that you hold, the presence you command just in this room. I cannot take my eyes off of you.
I wouldn't call myself powerful, miss, but I can pull a string or two.
Indeed.
If it's in our interest.
Oh, of course. And what is it that interests you? And she sort of like caresses the side of his face as she speaks.
You have to make a fortune roll to see how he reacts to something like that. A high roll means that he doesn't fall for this kind of stuff, and a low roll means he's been so lonely. It's been a while since.
Oh boy.
What is it exactly? What were we talking about? And by the way, his partner, who hasn't said anything, is like staring like with an intense gaze at Kronz as she caresses the burly cop's shoulder.
Don't worry, my sweet. In Taikarosi, we know how to share equally amongst.
They gave each other a look like, "Are we cool with that?" And then they look back at you like, "Oh yeah, we're cool with that."
I simply have a few favors to ask in exchange, but perhaps we can discuss this somewhere a little more private. Unless
in exchange for what exactly?
Oh, you'll see.
You they hold your hand, and I think I think you're leading them.
Yes.
To the place that you said would be more comfortable. And if you'd like, we can pull the curtain there, and we can make your roll.
Yeah, let's do it.
Your roll, you need to roll an action. But that was so well role played, and we already see that he's weak to this this approach based on the fortune roll. So I'm going to allow you. This isn't specifically how the rules say the game work, but I think you get +1 die.
Ooh. Okay. This is a controlled position? Is that how this...
Oh, that's a great way to characterize it. Yeah, it is a controlled position for standard effect.
Okay. Bonus or not? Or do the...
Well, it's a reduced heat roll, so it's a reduced heat roll. So really, the position and effect aren't as important. It's just sort of a downtime activity. But go ahead and take that +1 die. I said because I thought it was well.
Oh, yes, generous GM.
See, I can be nice. If you're nice, listen. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. We can be friends or we can be enemies.
Great, wise arbiter.
Can I use consort here? Sorry, I didn't mention
the action. I think you should. That's a great idea.
Okay, here we go. Oh. Yes, a 6, baby.
A 6. That's really good. That means that you get 3 heat off of your total.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna go ahead and take that off for you. 1. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna take that off for you.
And you know, the intent at the end, she is very specifically focused on clearing Celiac in this crew.
Oh, excellent. She takes care of her little brother. Was it her little brother?
I think so. I think she said...
I think they're twins.
Are they
maybe they're twins.
Are we retconning? They're twins.
The heat has been reduced. It looks like your bar, which was about to go over, now looks about half full. So, well done, Kronz Khan. Right, and now, let us turn to Valkos. Valkos, what would you like to do? You can free play, or you can do one of the downtime activities. It's totally up to you.
I'm gonna do some downtime. Think I'm gonna train? No, I'm not gonna train. I'm gonna go reduce the stress, but I'm gonna go pay a visit to our good old buddy, old friends, the Path of Echoes.
Yes, the Path of Echoes.
Because I'm going to try again to drink from the that jar of souls and control myself.
You're gonna drink from the soul jar, bro?
It was horrendous. This time I'm actually going to I'm gonna come in there and be like, okay, I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. Because I can feel myself being taken away by the builder, especially with the fact with the hands. And I think I'm actually going to open myself up to the Path of Echoes on this.
Very good. When you arrive at the headquarters of the Path of Echoes, which I think we established is in White Crown, It's over there in like the very wealthy part of the city, kind of near the channel, looking out over the ocean waves. When you arrive, you are let in because they know who you are, and you still have +2 faction relationship with the Path of Echoes, so they let you right in. But before you enter sort of the room, which is has all these hanging curtains, silky kind of like fabrics draped all around, like that sort of ritual area with the dais where the jar of souls is located. Before you enter there, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and it is your main contact, the ambiguous individual known as Ring. And Ring, if you recall, you can't tell if Ring is what gender Ring is. Ring wears scarves and heavy cloths all over themselves, and Ring touches your arm and is like, Valkos, hold for a moment.
I hold.
We've heard about what happened at the Childermass estate. We're worried about you, Valkos. We're worried that you're losing the path.
I feel like I am.
Yes. This path requires the utmost control, the utmost focus. You can lose yourself if you're not careful. You already know that, Valkos. You know better.
I bow my head down like a dog.
We think it might be prudent for you to disappear into the shadows for a while.
What?
We think you need to be quiet, very quiet for a while. You and your friends.
Silence doesn't equal survival in this city.
Silence is required if you wish to hear any wisdom. You've been talking to the city and not listening to it.
Fine.
Do you wish to engage in tonight's ritual?
Yes. If you will have me.
I'll have you if you can agree to the terms I just set for you.
I agree.
The remnant will be very quiet for a while. The remnant will be invisible. For all intents and purposes, the remnant will be a ghost. Is that understood?
It's understood.
Then come. Drink deeply of our chalice, and know other souls who have been where you are before. And Ring parts the curtains and leads you into the room where a bunch of adherents are standing around or sitting around on cushions and silk pallets, and they are lounging in positions of repose, and each of them is partaking of the cup. Soon, one of them hands the cup to you, and when you look into this adherent's eyes, you can see something move inside of the irises. You can see some presence behind this person's eyes as they hand the cup to you.
Do I recognize it?
You do. This is a spirit that has ridden you before.
Oh my god, okay.
A spirit that has puppeted you. You're all sharing in these souls, passing them back and forth between each other.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like sharing needles. It's that dangerous.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, let's do it.
All right,
Fine.
so indulging your vice. Roll dice equal to your lowest attribute rating.
Okay.
And for you, that is
Insight, right?
Insight. So that's 1 die, and we're gonna see how much stress you clear. Right now, you have all but one of your stress full.
Okay. Let's do this. It's Insight. Submit. 4.
4. Okay.
Oh,
a 4
nice.
means. A 4 means. Let's see here.
Well.
Is it? Boy, it's been so long since we've played this game. Clear stress equal to the highest die result. You clear 4 stress.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, and thank you, John Harper and Evil Hat, for putting the important rules in bold. So that, I mean, seriously, you can quickly scan this book and see what you need from a rule. So 4 stress are cleared. Would you like to describe your experience, Valkos?
Yeah, okay. So I guess, as I kind of stare into these eyes, I drink from the chalice, and suddenly I've been a bit more control this time. Because the last time I drank, it was chaotic and reckless, and I lost myself. And as I kind of feel this spirit, this soul kind of take up over my body, or like kind of take a deep breath in, and I'm like, the path you're going down is a bad one. You need to take control of yourself. Learn that just riding the wave of what we in the world throws at you will be a lot better than trying to take its reins and ride it for yourself. You know what I mean? Yes. And I just fall and collapse.
Wow. It turns out there was a cowboy in the chalice today, which is it is era appropriate. And now I have to decide where the Bronco Busters are located in the world of Doskvol. But I can't wait to see him again. Valkos, you have cleared 4 stress. Well done. And now we will turn to Selyak Khan. Selyak, what are you doing on the streets of Doskvol tonight?
Oh boy. Selyak also has some stress to get rid of. So, because his vice is faith.
Fuck.
You can see him in his coat and hat ascending the staircase up to the platform at the top of the building in 6 Towers where the builder's altar has been constructed.
Yes. And Pravda is standing up there when you arrive.
And I just take her hands. You have done well. You are worthy material for the great masterpiece in which we all take part.
It is all I seek. I simply want to be one of his building blocks. One component in his great design.
Every atomy of material in this world is pregnant with an anarchic spark. The material is chaos merely. He will give it form. We shall be his hands. And I'll approach the altar and
The altar has changed. There's a big statue on the altar now. It looks
Sybil?
like, yes, the white Sybil.
Our money.
But yes, it looks like a veiled woman. It has quite a creepy aspect because it's all made out of like a white marble, but her face kind of presses against her veil. But riddled through the statue now are black veins that climb up through it. And right where the female form's heart would be is a beating, dripping, oozing black heart.
And Celiac kind of loosens his collar, and you can then see this like high, almost ascot-like bandage that's around his neck, where the suppurating wound that was given to him by the builder has never stopped bleeding. So he like slowly unwraps the bandage around his hand and like intricately folds it and passes it to Pravda, and then assumes a posture beneath the statue and raises his head, tilting it back, allowing the black ichor of this beating heart to pour into the wound in his neck.
And we're going to find out what happens with all of that when we come back from a brief break. That's the best segue into an ad I've ever seen. This is Haunted City on the Glass Cannon Network. Welcome back to Haunted City on the Glass Cannon Network. Before we launch back into our scene with Celiac Khan, I want to notify the crew that according to the rules on page 44, filling your rep bar means that you automatically become tier 1 strong now.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
No payment required?
No payment required until you need to go up a tier to level 2.
Okay.
So
Can you let us know what that payment would be if you have that still open?
it would be
so we
8
can plan?
times the new tier, so you need 16 coins.
What?
That's right.
Okay, that's good.
But you are now
in like 20 episodes of Haunted City, man.
We need to get some higher
High tier jobs.
You really
higher
need your
paying.
clients to pay you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think you're being seen as strong now because you're being seen as dangerous. And so maybe there are other factions that are scared to tangle with you now. And for good reason, because returning to Celiac Khan, as the black tendrils of darkness enter is a horrible verb, his suppurating wound, I think that you should roll your lowest attribute and see how much stress that you clear.
Great, so that's 2 prowess. Oh, just 2.
Just a 2, and that means you only clear 2 stress, which means that unless he uses another vice activity this downtime, poor Celiac, he's not doing so well. So why do you think this didn't clear a lot of stress for him? It's definitely the kind of exquisite pain that he's into.
I actually, perhaps if we can, perhaps it was, at first it was very not stressful, just like a draft of Nepenthe. Everything goes quiet. It's as though I'm on still waters, and my 2 stress go away. But then those still waters begin to murmur, and rage, and lightning cracks in the storm inside. Gale force winds begin to blow. If Pravda looks over at Celiac, the translucent flesh is like rippling and crackling with electricity and friction. And perhaps this is when the gift of the Tempest is bestowed upon Celiac.
Yes, and that is when you hear a voice in your mind say, "I have granted you new gifts. This is what I do for my loyal followers. Am I not a generous god?"
I am and just like crying, like tears of that seem to like crackle with cloudy energy. Celiac is just lost in this reverie, feeling full, but not in any way de-stressed.
Your reverence is your gift to me. How may I use this gift you have bestowed upon me in your service? Thank you for asking. I have other followers, others who hear my voice. I wish for one of these followers to join your church. He is a skilled surgeon, a master craftsman. This individual has prayed, called out to me in his time of need. He has been captured and is being held against his will by the ones you call blue coats.
Okay.
Then we shall liberate him.
And you feel euphoria, and you can tell it's the builder's happiness sort of entering through the hole in your neck, like pure like happiness is being injected into you.
And now like, and perhaps like as he descends the staircase, like still like in the right light, all Celiac looks like is nothing if not a grinning skull. As the remnant of this happiness is just like,
Oh my god.
yeah.
That's real creepy. Thank you, Celiac Khan. And now we turn our attention back to your sister, Kronz Khan. A second downtime activity?
Yes. Well, we'll see. I'm not sure what the end result is, but she'd like to go speak to Valkos and spend some time, perhaps in the grotto. Maybe they're smoking some sort of sweet, intoxicating brew. And, just get slowly closer to Valkos as they speak. Tell me, Valkos, you've been spending much time with my dear brother. What is it he truly seeks? What is it that you are working on? And the passing of time, he comes, he goes, but I do not know for what.
You're asking me to speak on behalf of your brother.
I simply care for him, you see. I know that he may not see it, but we did not have the most nurturing of upbringing. We both seek agency and power, just in very different ways. I only wish to see my brother succeed.
Your brother, much like myself, is in need of saving. And I kind of reveal the tattoo on my hand, and I'm like, this I thought was a gift is now more of a curse.
She takes your hand. But this is beautiful. Look at this design, this artwork. Who is responsible?
The builder.
Builder.
It calls itself the Builder. It's why I took, and I've still got the artist's hands in a bag. And I kind of pull it out, and I'm like, it's why I have these hands. It required more hands. But the more I think about it, the more I feel that my instincts of cutting this artist's hands was a way of warning myself of what I will become. The Builder simply did not require hands. He requires an army to do his bidding. And your brother may be one of his lieutenants.
A leader, then. This is not so bad a title, though he should be king. You say you need saving, dear Valkos. What is it that this Builder gives you in return?
What do gods give in return to their followers? A promise. And something that I've learned about this city is that promises are very empty.
But promises can be wielded with such strength. They are the true currency of this town, you will find. You could wield that promise into something so lucrative, I'm sure.
I kind of lean in and I'm like, how do you mean?
We will all perish eventually. What we do while we are here, if you have the promises of a god at your hands, what trouble, what mischief, what mark could you leave on this city? With such power, I think you have something great in front of you. You must just learn how to use these hands.
She holds both your hands.
In order to manipulate that promise into that which you seek. Show me what this Builder, where this Builder rests. I wish to witness this.
I look at your hands, and Valkos kind of grabs them tightly. Come, and I take you and lead you towards where we're going.
I think we have to stick with this scene for a little while. So, do you think that Selyak is still there, or do you think that he has left?
I mean, I now have like a pitch for what
we left Selyak sort of walking down the stairs.
I was descending the stairs. Perhaps I meet somebody.
I think that is what we've established. So that is what happens. I think that toward the bottom of the stairs, you meet Valkos and Kranz ascending.
Hello, brother.
Sister. Valkos.
I seek to see what you've been up to. Simply just to have a peek, make sure you're not making wrong decisions once again.
I assure you, Kranz, my sister, never before have I felt such clarity about my purpose. But if you wish to see what is above us now, I would be happy to evangelize.
Me?
I kind of step up and I'm like, it's fine. I will take her.
She grabs Selyak's face firmly as she walks by on the steps. Says,
It immediately shocks you like static electricity.
I make my own decisions, brother. Remember that.
Of course.
I will see. And I've heard these words from you before, don't you forget. I hope you do not disappoint.
I'm sure you will not be. Open your mind. And know that one of the great paradoxes is that in a universe where there are those entities that have foresight which pierces all things, still they give us the gift of a will that is free, chaotic, and able to move the world.
and she walks up the stairs.
Great.
Very good. When you arrive at the top, you see that a shrine has been erected under a sort of a lean-to, or there is sort of a canvas sort of tent sort of covering and hiding the shrine from casual glances, even if someone was on an adjoining rooftop. But the shrine is made of this black ichor and the statue that you sought to steal in your last score, and you see the beating black heart at the center of the statue. This is new to you as well, Valkos.
And yeah, as I see this, I kind of take the bag of hands and drop it in front, and then look to Kranz, and I'm like, welcome to our sanctuary.
Black tendrils slide forward. You can hear the voices of many mouths whispering as the tendrils grasp the bag, pour the hands out of the bag, and quickly the hands start to move and flex as tendons form out of the black ichor and joints, and it's almost as if black arms pull the hands back behind the shrine, and they are gone. And the voices that are whispering seem to sing a chorus like in a church on Sunday morning.
It is so beautiful.
And she sort of moves her way towards this statue.
Tendrils of darkness begin to probe the air in front of you, and they are like gentle fingertips moving towards Kranz Khan. Does she remain in place, back away?
She remains in place. She attempts to sort of move her hands to sort of trace over the statue and its shapes and what has changed, and perhaps she will even make her way to where there is the black beating heart. She
hears a voice in her head. You desire pretty things, nice things, baubles.
Yes. I desire it all.
Can I indulge my vice?
How did you know? That's kind of where I was sort of leading you. This is an opportunity to indulge your vice. Suddenly the builder is becoming everyone's vice purveyor. But certainly, and you are in mental contact with this thing. So tell me sort of how you think that you might indulge your vice here.
Yeah, well, she's a weirdo. They're from the same family. She is going to spend time with this statue, and she's kissing it, stroking it, sort of just emulating it, sort of falling into positions.
Right, and out of the darkness, it embraces you, and it feels cold, so cold. You know when something's so cold it sort of burns your skin? That's what it feels like,
Yes.
but it's exciting. It ignites you, like getting into a cold lake in January, naked, and feeling that sensation all over your body. And then, Kronz, it begins to build something out of the black tendrils and threads around you. It builds a lavish gown, a black gown, black on black, with black sort of feathers flying off of the shoulders.
Yes.
The
Slay.
kind of gown that you could wear to a ball in the imperial palace of the immortal emperor. And it crowns this creation with an enormous obsidian necklace with a big black jewel hanging from your neck. And that is how it fulfills your vice of luxury. But let's see if it's enough for Kronz Khan. Kronz, I think your lowest attribute is a 1. Would you like to
Yes.
roll 1 die?
I will. Is there a stress? Oh yeah, indulge vice. Here we go. Oh,
What did you roll?
Oh my god.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, so as it has built this thing, it even takes a portion of its bulk and makes a flat reflective surface because it's shiny, and you look into the builder as if it is a mirror, and for whatever reason, it's not enough, Kronz. And you watch as the dress sort of unweaves itself and decays before your eyes.
No.
And the heavy black
No.
jewel turns into a lump of coal and oozes off your neck onto the ground.
Why would you do this? Give it back. It's mine. It's mine.
You do not truly believe.
I think she attempts to like break part of the statue.
You want to break the white sibyl.
Uh-huh.
Give me an action rating, and I there's one action that's really good for stuff like this.
I'm sure. Well, yeah, I don't have any dots in it, but
Can I attempt to stop just before she does that?
Absolutely. What action would you like to use? Because you can use any action for anything in Blades in the Dark. And be sure to, did you remove that one stress? It did remove
yes,
one stress.
I removed
okay.
one stress, I think.
Okay. So
I'll use finesse.
finesse. So you're going to try to carefully extricate it from its web of black tendrils and maybe toss it off the side of the building. Am I going too far?
Yes, I just meant like
Okay.
break a piece of the statue. She's not able. I didn't assume she could take the entire statue.
It's probably too
More
heavy,
like-
actually. Good point.
Or like finding like the hand or the fit, like a breaking point to just like sort of, damage it.
I'll allow
Break
it, but
off the
Valkos, you need to tell me what action you're going to use to stop
I'm going to match
Kronz.
finesse. I'm going to match the finesse and the kind of try to grab the hand before it can do any damage. To not only I'm not really trying to protect the statue. I'm trying to protect yourself. So that's my action.
So
I
because
love that
this is
Valkos is like, we need saving, and it's like, but wait.
I know. It's like,
looks
hold
great.
on.
Because it's PvP, don't worry about position and effect. Just
Okay.
roll the action ratings for me.
Okay.
Position is risky, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh no. Kronz Khan has rolled a 1, and Valkos easily stops her with a high roll of 5. You grab her hand, Valkos, and you can narrate what happens next.
I kind of grab it and I'm like, don't be foolish.
This god is just a trickster. Dangles what you want and takes it away.
Because it wants you. It wants control. Why did I lead you here? And I've still got your hand. And it's gripping tighter.
Because I wanted to see what my brother was involved in. I was honest. I wanted
Yes.
to help him. But
Yes.
this I see is folly, farce, just another fairy tale that has taken over his mind.
Tell me, is it taking over his mind? Or was it taking over yours? You talk about your brother a lot.
I felt the poorly, it's true.
Good. You're honest. Don't damage the statue. I kind of go to leave.
She turns back towards the statue, says,
You're not the only one in this city who wants this body, okay? So you'll have to get in line.
and she walks away, walks down the steps.
Awesome.
Yeah. If you can't love me at my best, at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. The builder.
Or attempts to walk away.
You deserve better, girl. Dump that god.
All right. I'm glad that Juliet takes care of herself. She's gonna go do some
Wait,
self-care.
Kronz. Who knows what
Kronz,
Juliet's
forgive
doing.
me, it is Kronz. And so many characters now. And now I believe that we will turn to Valkos. Valkos, the scene where you engage in your next downtime activity or your next scene can happen immediately after this, or time can pass. Let me know what is next on Valkos' itinerary.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be. I think I'm going to call a meeting. So it's a bit later. A bit later on in the
Family
day.
meeting?
I'm gonna call a grotto meeting. And get
Who
everyone
do you
together.
call?
Please make Josephine play two characters at the same time.
Absolutely, that's the plan. It's going to be everyone. It's everyone apart from Chuck, because Chuck's not part of the crew. Chuck's
Right.
Chuck's a
But
douche.
is Prague in attendance?
I would have
Ekphilia.
called.
Ophelia.
I would have called for Ekphilia, but I don't know whether they would
Okay.
necessarily.
The summons has gone out.
Yes, the summons has gone out, so you can decide as to who has come. And I, in this meeting, Valkos, a man of many words, kind of stands there and he's like, thank you for, yes, the reason I have called is because our allies, the Path of Echoes, have recommended that we lay low for a while. It is not only to the interests of them, but to the interest of us. We are beginning to gain a reputation which could destroy us rather than build us. Yes. I kind of step back.
Juliet, comes out of the shadows in the corner where she was. She, removes the veil.
What does this mean to lay low to you?
That's a great question. You see, schooling of trying to be a leader comes back into play. Where it's like whenever someone asks a question, you congratulate them and say it's a great question. That's a great question. The little gold we have, we simply use to survive just for a month or two. We do not perform any heists. We keep quiet. Perhaps maybe use this time to gather better information on better heists to pull. But the actions we take are not ones to gain attention, are simply there to survive. That is lay low.
And what of this being that asks so much of each of us? That has been unleashed?
She looks right at Celiac.
Well,
What of these demands?
I believe that, yes, you're right. We are under constant watch. However, Celiac and I can handle this being. Yes.
When you say another question, I'm sorry, but I am so confused of late. When you say handle, what do you both know what your plan is? We are a crew. We are supposed to handle these things together. I want to help you, but
No.
I don't know what you say.
No.
Mr. Velkos is right. That we should no longer, we should give up doing heists, petty, criminal enterprises. We are now about a more profound business. And while some might interpret our aims as criminal, this is only because we serve a higher law. There are things which our patron has asked of us. Things which are in our interests, and things for which I do not believe, Velkos, it shall brook delay. And if you find the demands of our patron burdensome, then I can only press upon you that while it is a difficult yoke to bear, the gifts that come in return. And here an uncanny mist sort of begins to swirl around Celiac. The gifts which come in return are sublime.
Gifts?
And Juliet sort of like gets real close to Celiac and says,
I barely recognize you. It's taking pieces of you away, Celiac. Are you mad?
and Kronz is gonna pull Juliet back. Like,
Get away from my brother, you witch.
Take your time.
Juliet just sort of,
I believe it is time that we should question deeply, as our friend Velkos has put forth, exactly what we are. Are we criminals merely? Or are we something more noble?
Noble? You're serving some demon, some creature that you call a god. What makes it a god? This is not noble. Who are we serving? Who is benefiting?
Who is benefiting for what we do before? Or we claim that we possess freedom only because we are in service to the patron of our baser appetites, our lust for pleasure, for finery.
I wish for Doskvol to be better. I know that this is a very difficult task, but I think we have a very different view of what that is.
I assure
I wouldn't
you.
have no part, Celiac, in this cult that you are bringing together. I do not recognize you anymore.
If what you wish to do is to make Doskvol better, to raise up out of these crude edifices something more true, more ancient, more real in its profound essence, then I assure you we are about the same business.
This is not of your own volition. This is not. Or maybe it is and I just never knew your true intentions. But Valkos have these words seeped into your mind as well? Do you believe this? Is this the path you seek? Because I will walk away. I understand if I am the only one.
I'm still loyal to you, Juliet. We are, Celiac, we are losing ourselves, our identity. You do not see it. I do. I have seen this before.
Brother, I am inclined to agree. Although...
You are a shit stirrer who constantly talks when not needed. I led you to something which you are going to give yourself away to, and simply because you didn't get what you wanted, you were angry at it. And Celiac, before I finish, do not twist my words again. I said to lay low and do nothing. You simply twisted them to do something with this. God, that is not what I wanted. That is not what I was suggesting. Look, I am...
Well, if service is not to your liking, if you do not recognize who you see, Miss Belrose, and if your appreciation of what can only be bought with service is so fickle, my sister, then perhaps this is a parting of the ways.
Brother, we are still family. And I will never stop fighting for you. Come back to the family. Let us explore and find the power we seek together. Whatever means necessary.
Okay, and then so Celiac looks around this room. All the people, this is looking more and more like an intervention. And it's like, if I remain with you, know that I give no quarter to the beliefs and the service for which I have given much and shall continue to receive. Like, has he shown this wound? And
is he speaking to the crew or to Kronz?
I think the assembled crew.
Okay.
I will remember the bonds of camaraderie are not so easily severed. I will aid you in what you wish to do. But know that I will continue to press on you. that there is a deeper service to be done. And if the time comes when I am forced to choose between matters of the world and matters of the spirit, you know which way my choice shall tend.
Brother, I am not staying here. This crew, these people, you keep speaking of service, you're constantly under the yoke of each of them. You should be leading, brother. We were meant to lead. Why do you debase yourself in such ways? It disgusts me. Do
My
you
sister-
still choose this?
You are in love with the baubles of the world, my sister. You have not yet learned the paradox that there is happiness in servitude.
Again in your fantasies. I see. Well, enjoy your lives in squalor. Valkos, it's been lovely.
And she sort of traces down that hand that the builder has given you.
I hope you are able to extricate yourself from this problem. And please don't get my brother killed. I will come for you.
And she turns to exit.
This fucking family. Right.
So
I really didn't know which way we're gonna go there during that entire scene.
I felt like, I think Celiac's out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
If it's like, I mean, it
Yeah,
seems
well,
like
Kronz is trying to get you to come with her, but
right. And just bounce entirely. Guys, are we breaking up?
we have so many characters, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, and we can always create more. I mean, that's the game. The game supports that.
Yeah, it seems like no one in the Remnant is down to fully become a cultic organization except Celiac. So, yeah.
This is not what I expected. Let me
This
be.
is great.
No. So yeah, maybe that's. Oh God, it's a bummer to have just a.
The thing is, though, it's another crew, right? To a degree. That's essentially what ends up happening, right? It splits, and you could essentially end up forming another crew.
Yeah, I'm now another Chuck out there.
How many new crews are we
Good
gonna have
Lord.
forming out there?
Man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I was maybe towards the end there being a little too conciliatory. I think
Oh.
Celiac, I think maybe just like as you go to walk out, it's like stands and is like, you are right, my sister. The gift of service to a patron such as mine is leadership. And if there are those that do not wish to follow, then I shall find those who are. Pravda. And, Celiac leaves the grotto.
Pravda steps out of the shadows and follows him. Follows her leader.
Kronz gives like a smirk back at Juliet and Valkos, like she won.
Kind of looked at Juliet and I'm like, we'll get him back. I know.
I hope so. What the hell is our problem?
No, it's not a problem. It's an obstacle. We'll get him back.
Okay. I'm just, I'm grateful that I have you. I thought I was losing all of you.
No, I'm grateful that I have you. There was a moment when the builder was speaking to me, and I remember you and your lover, and my warning to you. And Perhaps maybe I wasn't warning you, I was warning myself. But it was because of you that I found the strength to resist. Juliet, we will get Celiac back. But we need to lay low for a while.
Yes. Agreed.
And she gives him a hug.
Let us not forget.
Kind of like pat on the back. Like,
yeah.
If I was,
She leads it. She's like, I know Valkos doesn't know what she just is the tender one.
And that is such a beautiful moment that I think we will end there for this episode.
Oh,
we were unable to get through a full downtime. There are still a lot of
sorry.
downtime. No, that's absolutely fine. It gives Ross some time to figure out who he's playing in the next episode.
What's going on?
No, it's absolutely fine. I mean, that was a beautiful moment. Let's leave Valkos and Juliet sharing a hug down in the dank grotto where you make your hideout. And we will be back next week with more downtime and possibly a score. And we'll see what happens to this family. Oh, this family.
Oh, man.
Can't live with him? Oh.
Thanks again, Ross Bryant, Abu Salim, and Josephine McAdam. Oh, and by the way, congratulations, Josephine, for getting married. I mentioned Abu's the birth, but I didn't mention the marrying.
Thank you.
True love.
Milestones on milestones.
Yes, we're being very extra and celebrating for like literally months.
Very great.
Great. Yeah, so much happiness and true love oozing out of these players, and so much darkness and depravity oozing out of their characters. So congratulations again, Josephine.
Thank you.
And we'll be back next week. Thank you all. Good night, Naish.